Now we're going to see how the aorist tense is formed. Okay, notice we've still got our letter added on to luo. We've got an epsilon added on. So when you see an epsilon, you don't know it's necessarily imperfect. It might be aorist. But then if you've learnt the endings, you'll see there's a consistent letter that keeps coming up in the endings. What is it? Sigma. Okay, so you've got elusa, elusas, eluse, elusamen, elusate, elusan. So you see that sigma and you're like, aha. Well, first you see the epsilon and you're like, aha. Is it imperfect? We've learnt imperfect. We've also learned aorist has this. And then you see the sigma and you're like, aha. This looks like an aorist. Okay, let's try saying the paradigm together. Elusa, elusas, eluse, elusamen, elusate, elusan. Okay, and it's aorist, so it's I loosed, you loosed, he, she, it loosed, we loosed, you loosed, and they loosed. Remember, the aorist is undefined. It's not telling us too much about the action, but sometimes it does emphasize the beginning of an action. Sometimes it emphasizes the action has been finished, has stopped. And that's what we're going to look at now. Try translating that. And I'll just warn you, it's not from the New Testament, it's from the Septuagint. So you can get a bit of experience translating the Septuagint. Okay, now I want you to identify the main verb there. The main verb is luo. Okay, now it's the second word. It says elusa. Now it's got the epsilon. So from what you've learnt so far, what does it tell you what tense it is? Either imperfect or aorist. Now you see the sigma there. So what are you thinking it is now? Aorist, okay, and it says elusa. So then you look at your paradigm. I loosed. Okay. So someone give me a word for word translation of this. Look. I loosed you from the handcuffs, the ones on the hands of you. Yeah, we all want a Bible that words it that way, don't we? How often would you read that? Okay, someone give me, a more English, a better English translation. Something that flows in English. Brenton's translation of the Septuagint says, "Behold, I have loosed thee." That's how he's translated it. "Behold, I have loosed thee." Now, in this case, what kind of aorist has Brenton translated this as? Someone's saying constative aorist. Okay, it could be constative, where it's just saying it's an action that happened. Anyone know about the immediate past aorist? Do you remember doing that? The dramatic aorist. What's the immediate past aorist? An event that happened recently. Do you think maybe that's how Brenton's seeing this? Look, I've loosed thee. Sounds like, behold, I've loosed thee. Sounds like he's saying, look, I've just done it. I've just loosed you. It appears this is the way Brenton's viewing the aorist here. Now, what other ways could we view it? Consumative emphasizing the fact that it's been done. The loosing has stopped. Okay, that's one option. If I say, look, I'm saying either something has just happened or something's about to happen. In which case, what kind of aorist would it be? Proleptic. A proleptic aorist. If it was ingressive, it's stressing the beginning of the action, it's possible, it could be. It would then it seems like a short action, though, to loose someone from their handcuffs. But if it's proleptic, it's saying this is about to happen and it's certain to happen. Okay, this could be the way it is. Now, let's have a look. Let's see how the Net Bible translate this. Now, remember, the Net Bible aren't translating from the Septuagint, are they? What are they translating from in the Old Testament? Hebrew. Okay, so we just got to bear that in mind. We've been looking at the Septuagint, which was guys looking at the Hebrew and translating it into Greek. Now we're going to see an English translation from the Hebrew. Jeremiah 40 verse 4. But now, Jeremiah, today I will set you free from the chains on your wrists. Now, based on how they're translating the Hebrew, if they were actually translating this from the Septuagint, which they're not, but if they were, what kind of aorist would they be viewing this as? Proleptic, because it's saying, today I will set you free. This is about to happen. It's a future event. So it would be proleptic. Now the interesting thing is, in the Hebrew, it's perfect tense. And in the Hebrew, and you can see this in your Net Bible, in the notes, they call it the perfect of resolve. Okay, which is when a speaker announces something they intend to do. So it appears the equivalent here would be the aorist, the proleptic aorist. Now this is why we just got to be careful of when we see something, assuming it's definitely one category, of saying, aha, this is the immediate past. You know, Brenton would view it that way. Other translators would view it as proleptic. You know, our best guide really is to, well, with the Old Testament, we can look at the Septuagint and the Hebrew to help us. But our best guide is the same as it is in Bible study, context, to see what's happening. See what's happening with Jeremiah at this time. And what I want us all to be careful with is just to make sure that we don't decide all the time, aha, it's definitely proleptic, and I'm not going to explore if it could be another type of imperfect tense, another type of aorist tense. Sometimes it's hard to know, so we can't be too dogmatic about it. So we have to be careful. We've got to be humble the way we approach the grammar.